Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Didiv Birbalila and I am from 4B class, and today I would like to show you guys my presentation, and it's about the characteristic of young learners. But before we start, I would like to introduce myself first. This is my name, and you guys can see student number, and I am from 4B class. So without any further ado, let's just get started. The first page that we have, young learners, refer to children in the age range 3 to 12 who are in the process of developing their cognitive, social, and emotional skill. And the following are some key of characteristic of young learners. The first one that we have, short span of attention. Young learners who have limited attention and get easily distracted. Therefore, it is essentially to keep their attention and focus by providing stimulating and engaging activities. And the second one that we have, high energy level. High energy level is basically about young learners have high energy and need to be physically active. Incorporating physical activities into classroom can help them to release their energy. And then we have curiosity. Curiosity is basically about young learners who are naturally curious and wanting to explore the world around them. And imagination, it's the young learners that like to listen to storytelling and also like to do role playing. Limited vocabulary is about the young learners who are struggling when they're trying to communicate and the teacher need to help them for it. And emotionally sensitive is basically about young learners who cannot handle or control their emotional when they're mad or sad or something emotional to them. They cannot control it at all. And the next part we have characteristic of young learners based on their age. All right, so we can see here from 5 until 7 years old, this is the thing that they can do. First, they can talk about what they're doing. Second, they can talk about what they have done or they have heard, and then they make plan out the activities that they're gonna make, and then argue for something that tell you why they think what they think. Use logical reason, and then they know the world is governed by rules. They understand situation more quickly. They understand about language that they're using, and they use skill long before they're aware of it. They own their understanding some through hands, eyes, and ears, and also their physical world is dominant all the time. And the next part that we're gonna talk about the 8 until 10 years old kid. So they rely on spoken word as well as the physical world to convey meaning to. They are able to work with others and learn from the others. They ask questions all the time. And the next part we have what generally characteristic of young learners. The first thing first is they are enjoy learning through playing, obviously. They respond well to praising. They differ in their experience of a language. They are very, very active and imaginative. They have short span, like short attention span that we already talked in the beginning. And they have limited writing and writing skill, even the first language. Generally, they are more concerned about themselves than the others. And they have limited knowledge about the world. They enjoy imitating and skillful in listening accurately and mimicking what they have heard. So this is for you guys, parents or whatever. If you guys talk in front of young learners, you guys gotta be careful about the word that you guys using, because young learners can easily mimic or repeating the thing that they heard, even if it's bad word or like a funny word, they will repeat it on their head over and over. And the next part that we're going to talk about special characteristic of young learners in learning the language. The first one that we have, children will be enthusiastic if they are taught using fun activities. So they want to explore and see something more fun. And then the second one, they have children need physical movement and real activities to simulate their thinking. And then the third one, they like to work together in group. Like for example, if you're like young learners, like we used to be young learners, and I was so excited when I got paired up with someone new because we get to know them, and it makes me like work like happier than I need to work by myself. It's basically how it works with the young learners. And then the fourth one, children respond in the language well to concert things, visual thing rather than the abstract thing. Obviously, children don't like an abstract or hard thing to understand. The fifth one, children love to play, especially if you put games in it, they would love it. And then the sixth one, children learn well through something that is close to their culture. And then the next one is characteristic of young learners based on the expert. So the first one, children have ready full imagination. Children words are full imagination, fantasy, and it is more simple matter of enjoyment. And then children are already very good in interpreting meaning without necessarily understanding the individual word. And then children take a good pleasure in finding and creating fun in what they're doing. And then this is going to be the last part of my presentation. So I'm going to talk about the characteristic of young learners mentioned by Clark. All right, so children are developing conceptual. They develop their way of thinking from concept to abstract thing, even though we know that children don't like abstract thing, right? And then children have no real linguistic, different from the adult learners that are already have a current and purpose in learning. For instance, to have a better job, children rarely have such a need in learning foreign language. They learn subject what they school have taught them before because it will repeating on their head. And then children are still developing in that what they're developing common skill such as like turn talking and use the body language. It's really matter if you be a teacher and you teach like young learners in the class. They love moving. It make them like easier to understand that. And then young children are very agnostic. They tend to resolve around themselves. And for the last one, this is the most accurate one. So children get bored easily. Children have no choice to attend school. They lack of choice, meaning that the class activity need to be fun and interesting and exciting as possible by setting up interesting activities. Or if you guys not setting up fun activities, it doesn't matter. As long as you guys make the class looks interesting, it makes the children want to learn more in the class, so they will not get boredom in it. Well, that's gonna be the end of my presentation. As I already told you guys, that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.